All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. We got some Saturday NBA action on the slate tonight. Only 5 games that we're going to jump into, but like always, we're going to jump into each and every game, talk about the game. You know, I'll give you where my head's at, but my final plays, what I'm actually going to be betting on tonight, will be in the pinned comment. Last night was not the best night for us. You guys know if we have a losing night, I want to say it right at the top of the video. No hiding it, no beating around the bush, guys. We had the Celtics -2, that hit. That was our only hit of the night. Then we had Bol under 14.5 points and Bol under 9.5 rebounds. Bol, are you kidding me? I'm gonna give myself a womp womp. Bol finishes with 15 and 10. So not only did this mother, you know what, kill us on the hook with 1 play, he killed us with the 2 plays on the hook there. So 15 and 10 for Bol. We had him at 14.5 and 19.5 on the under. And then we also did have the under in the Pistons Lakers game, which I think they might have scored like 408 points, and we had the under. So very good night for your boy F over here. But 5 game slate tonight. It's all good, guys. You know, you're gonna have losing nights. If you're watching this being like, wow, Ev, you're stupid, 1, you're right, but 2, it's like, guys, everyone's gonna have losing nights. So, you know, as long as we do this long term and are profitable long term, whether we're making $1 or $1 million in an NBA season, I'm good. I'm here for it. So guys, let's talk about the ride of the day as well, because this one didn't hit either. But I'm not gonna give James the womp womp. We've been, you know, usually back last year, if the ride of the day was not right, I'd be dropping the womp womp like you read about. But this one, and it's happened a couple times this season, this one's kind of my bad. He gives me a ride of the day, and he goes Wendell Carter Jr. over 16.5 points and Steven Adams rebounds over 9.5 points. I decided to ride with the Steven Adams over 9.5 points, which he had 6 rebounds, I think, or 7 rebounds in the first half. And I was like, oh, good call, James. And then my little kiss of death absolutely mushes that play. And I'm not dropping the womp womp because his other play that I chose not to ride with was Wendell Carter over 16.5 points. So I literally just picked the wrong one there, guys. But if you want to be the ride of the day, all you have to use is hashtag ride of the day. James is lucky you got the shout out. He did not use the hashtag, guys. You got to use it just like this. Hashtag ride of the day in the comments, and give me a play, and I'll be jumping on board with 1 person in the pinned comments. You guys will get a shout out in the next video, win or loss. Usually you get the womp womp like I gave myself if you do lose. But you get the cheers and the applause if you do end up winning. So guys, make sure you use hashtag ride of the day in the comments. And let's go ahead and smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, guys. The videos have been doing really well lately. I want to give back to you guys as we grow, as we progress through this series and through the season and on this channel. I want to give back to you guys. And one way that, you know, you can support the channel, and I'm trying to give that value back, is truly truly is by becoming a baller today. Ballers are the members on the channel, guys. $2.99 a month. Just click that join button, and it's as simple as that. $2.99 a month. Literally, it's half the price of like a Starbucks coffee, and we are, like I said, giving you that value back, or at least I'm trying to. We're doing plenty of ballers only content in terms of sports betting, and then also we're pumping out these models, which you see an example on the side here. We're pumping out models on the regular to the ballers, and these models have had a winning track record this season. Our player points model is hitting at 56%. Our spread model is hitting at 64.5%. Our totals model is at 50.7, so that's right on the fringe there, you know, kind of break even point. But we have a spread model, a total model, and then we have the player points projection model, guys. Free to you guys if you are a baller. It is one of the perks on the channel, so make sure to become a baller today. It's first and foremost a great way to support the channel, but like I said, I'm trying to bring somewhat of the value to you guys, so you don't feel like you're just, you know, pissing away $2.99 a month. I thank all the ballers out there. I do want to give some shout outs to ballers before we proceed in this video, because I said I was going to do it in the last video, and guess what? I forgot to do it because I'm a dummy. So let's jump in here. I'm gonna just shout out some ballers real quick, guys. I'm gonna pick some random ballers on this. The list is getting pretty deep, so I'm very excited. But we got Julian, we got Larry, we got Trady, we have Justin, we have Jamal, we have Larry, we have Gabe, and we have Stunkin. Stuck in 2016. What a name, guys. Those are the few ballers we're shouting out here. We're gonna pick some random ballers to shout out in each video, but let's get into these damn games so that we can have a bounce back night. Again, we go through each and every game. I give you what I'm thinking, give you my lean on the game. But if you want to follow me or fade me, guys, we have a brand called Fade Me. If you want to fade me, my final plays will be in the pinned comment for you guys to check out here. If we're starting it off with the Raptors taking on the Atlanta Hawks here. Hawks 5.5 point favorites at home. Total is 225. Last time these two teams played was Halloween night, and Toronto absolutely axe murdered Atlanta here, 139-109. Toronto's only 2-point favorites in that game, and they absolutely took it to them. In terms of injuries here for Toronto, Otto Porter Jr. is a no-go. Chris Boucher is out. Gary Trent Jr. is out. And then I guess, let's see, Pascal and Precious still out. They've been out for a while. Atlanta has no new injuries here. I don't love this pick. I don't think it becomes a final play, so forgive me for saying that, you know, the first play we're going over isn't going to be a final play, but I do think that I lean Atlanta in this one just because I expect them to kind of bounce back from what happened to them back on Halloween. Like, you don't think that they're still foaming at the mouth thinking, what the hell happened that night? We got smoked by this team. So I think that they bounce back here. Toronto is 1-5 in their last 6 against the spread here, so they're not trending in the best of directions. Atlanta is 9-6 and Toronto's 9-7 straight up this season here, and Atlanta is at home. We know that they're a different team at home here. When they're at home, they're 4-3 against the spread. Toronto's 4-5 against the spread on the road. So give me Atlanta here, -5.5. Don't think it becomes a final play. That's just me being completely honest. And if I had to look at this total, my model has this going at around 224 points. Too close for comfort. We're sticking away from the total here. All right, next game up, Magic taking on the Pacers. We were on the right side in terms of yesterday's video with the Magic taking on the Bulls. Too bad we didn't make that a final play. Could have, but we have the Pacers here -6. We're also on the right side of both these teams on a back-to-back here. Pacers 6-point favorites. Total is 228 in this game. Last time these two teams, I can't speak today. Last time these two teams played was way back last year, and Indiana did beat them. But in their last 10 games here, Indiana is 7-3 straight up. They're 3-1 at home, 4-2 on the road. It doesn't matter where they're playing, against the spread. I know I've already done the Zoom today, but against the spread, Indiana 9-1 against the spread in their last 10. Got carried away with the Zoom there. So I'm going with Indiana in this one. Both teams on a back-to-back. Miami. Orlando has been pretty banged up. Paolo Banchero still out. Cole Anthony questionable. Mo Wagner questionable. Jonathan Isaac out for them. And Indiana has no injuries to note here. Both teams coming off of a win here. But again, Indiana, I just can't bet against them right now. Indiana -6 is my play in this one. I think that is really a team that is just absolutely going out there and playing good basketball right now. And the total in this one is 228.5. I don't hate the under here. Again, back-to-back night. Indiana had a 99-91 game last night, and Orlando had a 108-107 game last night. So I don't hate the back-to-back here, or the under in 2 back-to-backs here. Guys, before we get into the rest of the video, I do want to take a second to say thank you and shout out to the sponsor of today's video, guys. MyBookie is a great sports book. They have a plethora of odds and types of plays and selections that you can go do and check out over there. Their odds differ from a lot of other sports books. I always talk to you guys about odd shopping. It's good to have multiple sports books so you can use the lines and the odds to your advantage. The differentiation of, you know, sportsbook A has -4 for the favorite, but MyBookie has -3 for the favorite. You might want to go with them because they got that extra half point for you. You can use the link in the description and use promo code GBS for a 50% deposit match on your first deposit up to $1,000. Guys, you're gonna make a play tonight, right? You're gonna make an NBA bet. That's why you're watching the video, right? Why wouldn't you do it over on MyBookie and make it a free play with that promo code GBS? Use that link in the description, guys. Go check out MyBookie here. And we're taking it over to Minnesota, taking on Philly here. Philly 8-7 on the season, 8-7 against the spread here. Philly started really poorly, but both against the spread and straight up. In their last 10 games, they are 7-3 here. And Minnesota not looking too great. Against the spread, 4-6 in their last 10 games, 3-6 in their last 9, 3-6 straight up in their last 9 actually as well, but no injuries to note here. Tobias Harris is questionable. If I'm not mistaken, he didn't play last night, but what I will say is that Philly is the underdog here, and I think that they are the better team. Now, I know that they played last night against Milwaukee and actually had that come from behind win, right? 3 covers in a row for Philly here against Atlanta, Utah, and Milwaukee. Not bad teams to be covering against here, but I don't know what's up with this game. I would have told you that even though Philly is on a back-to-back, that they should be favorites in this game. So the fact that we're seeing them as 1-point underdogs, now don't get me wrong, it's only 1 point, but we're seeing them as 1-point underdogs here, tells me there's something a little bit fishy about this game. So I know it's a small slate. I know we're not trying to force things. I suggest you do the same. If you guys have a good play on this game, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. You can even use hashtag ride of the day on it, guys, if you do want me to possibly ride with it. But I'm thinking something something smells like you know what here, so I'm sticking away from this. I think that Philly, the way that they've been playing versus the way Minnesota's been playing, Philly should easily be favorites in this game. The fact that they're getting a point at home, and it's what, solely because of a back-to-back, little fishy for me, so I'm sticking away from this one. I guess I lean Philly, and probably the over as well, but guys, probably sticking away from this one. We're moving over to Portland, who is hosting Utah here. Portland 4-point favorites. Utah coming off the back-to-back. The total here is 226. These two teams, last 10 games, Portland, you know, they started off super crazy, right? They've kind of come back down to earth, but still a successful team here. 6-4 in their last 10 games straight up. They're 10-5 straight up overall. So that's why I say they come back down to earth. 4 of their 5 losses have come in their last 10 games, but they're still 11-4 against the spread on the season. And then the last 10, 7-3 here. Milwaukee, excuse me. Utah, no different. 7-3 against the spread here. Also 6-4 in their last 10 straight up. I think these are two pretty underrated teams, two pretty good teams. Gary Payton is a no-go for Portland, so keep that in mind. Utah coming off of a win last night against Phoenix, a 1-point win that I think probably exhausted all of their efforts. Portland coming off of a loss just a couple nights ago to Brooklyn. I'm gonna lean Portland in this one, guys. But this is a game where I wouldn't be surprised if Utah comes out and instead of like my idea is that they have exhausted, you know, they scraped the bottom of the barrel last night to get that win against Phoenix, right? That's my personal opinion. I wouldn't be surprised if you're in the comments being like, no, I think that was a momentum building win. I could not argue you there. So I do lean Portland minus the 4 points. I wish that this was probably 2.5 or 3, but who wouldn't want a lower line if you're taking a favorite here? But what I do like in this game is the potential of the over. I think that these two teams can get it going, especially on a back-to-back for Utah. I don't think the defense is going to be there. And look at these games that Utah has had. They've had 134 to 133, 125 to 119, 139 to 116, 130 to 116, 121 to 105. I'm picking just out of their last 10 games, some of their more high-scoring games. And Portland, they haven't not scored 100 points since November 5th. It's been about 2 weeks since they haven't scored 100 points, and before that they were scoring 100 points as well. So you know, if we can get them up to 110 and maybe the Jazz up to 110, then a couple more baskets fall, we're probably looking at a, you know, a 230-ish type total here. So I do like the over in this one. I also like Portland, but keep an eye on the pinned comment to see what ends up becoming a final play. That's also where we're adding player props and everything like that. But guys, all right, we got the word of the day to drop in the comments, and I don't even know if this is supposed to be 2 words or 1 word, but we'll make it 1 word. If you want to put a space in there because you're a grammar police or whatever, that is fine. But we're gonna do bounce back, the biggest word that we've done so far. Let's see if I can spell it. B-O-U-N-C-E-B-A-C-K. Bounce back in the comments. I want to see who's still watching at the 13-minute mark here, guys. You are the ones that I love. You are the true OGs and the true supporters of the channel. So if you're still watching, if you're watching, guys, make sure to drop bounce back in the comments. And if you don't drop bounce back in the comments and you haven't liked the video and you're not subscribed, oh boy, I hate to say it, but the betting god's probably going to be pretty harsh to you today, so you might want to do all those things, guys. But seriously, guys, bounce back in the comments. Let's see who's still watching at this point. As we approach our last game of the night, we have the Clippers taking on the San Antonio Spurs. Clippers 9-point favorites in this bad boy, which is a hell of a lot if you're asking me here. The Clippers, you know, we were on the right side when we took the Detroit Pistons against them just on, what was that, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever it was, a couple nights back. And San Antonio coming off of 3 straight losses. They've lost 8 out of their last 10 games. They have a plethora of injuries to look at here. Doug McDermott, Jakob Poeltl, Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, all questionable tonight, which is kind of crazy when you think about it, because those are pretty much all of their good players. The Clippers, no injuries to note except for Luke Kennard. I hate to do this one, but I'm going to go with the Clippers. I don't think that they're a trustworthy team, but I'm going to lean Clippers here, minus the 9 points. It's not going to be a final play. What actually does have a chance at being a final play is the under 223. That's the one that probably ends up having a chance to being a final play here, but I don't totally love this game altogether, but I do think that the under is the move here. This Clippers team, a couple games, last game 96 to 91, then the game before that 101 to 103. Game before that was a higher scoring game for them, 122 to 126, still pretty close. And the game before that 95 to 110. Before that 114 to 101. They have not been scoring or letting up a lot of points this season. In fact, their defense is playing really well here. Their defense is ranked first in total points allowed here, second in field goal percentage, and second best, seventh in 3-point field goal percentage. Total rebounds, they're right in the middle of the pack, but their offense is also, so their defense is really good, right? Ranked towards the top. They're 30th in total score when it comes to an offensive perspective, and San Antonio is just middle of the road on offense here. Do have a terrible defense. They're 30th when it comes to defense, but I'm not really banking on this under via San Antonio. I think the Clippers are going to control the pace to cash this under here. But guys, that's all I have for you guys today. Happy Saturday to everyone out there, guys. We look to bounce back. Again, that word in the comments, so make sure to go check that out and check out the pinned comment throughout the day, guys, and consider becoming a baller if you do want access to those models. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Have a happy Saturday. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.